All right, guys, we want to talk about how to remove drywall from walls. And obviously we've got a lot of it done in here. Now we need to start with how the drywall's installed before we really get to how you peel it off. We have corner bead, which is a metal piece of, it's not really trim, but that gets put on there. It's nosing or doesn't matter. And there's typically nails or it's just drywall mud that holds it on there. You've got bull nose that's essentially the same thing. It's just rounded and then it's either mud or there's nails that are holding it in. Now behind that you'll have two pieces of drywall. You'll have one here and then one there. So if we can get these off, we can get a pry bar behind that and rip the pieces of drywall off. One other thing that you need to be aware of is if I'm trying to save this drywall, I'm gonna take my razor blade and score the corners because there's a piece of paper in there that drywallers put on there to prevent cracking in that corner. But if we start just peeling it off, we can start peeling paint off. You can see I didn't score it over there and you see how the paint started peeling off. That's because I didn't score it, and that's an example of what not to do. So we'd go through, score it, and since we're gonna have the drywall guys float this anyway, I'm not gonna be too worried about it. But essentially, you'll hold your knife roughly at a 45-degree angle or 22, and then you just need to get it in there enough to cut through that tape. All right, you've got that done. Now, it's gonna be bash this off and go from there. So I'll do it a little bit. We'll probably mute this portion of the video because it's just gonna be spiking the audio, but just pay attention as we go. You're literally just gonna smash it all the way up. All right, so I've got drywall nail here, here, here. So now that I've popped those edges, I can get the pry bar behind there and start pulling this all the way off. Probably mute again here in a second. I'll get it later. Now, I can get my pry bar behind the drywall. And start popping it off. Obviously, I'm still gonna have a little bit of trouble because I've got this one on this side that's holding it out over there. But same thing over here, you can pop that off. This one's gonna be a little harder and you're not gonna get as much as you would on a larger area just because it is so small. But that's how we do it. We go through, if we're taking off the drywall, which we are up here, smash all the corner beads, pop the corner beads off, then you get access to start popping that off. Use your pry bar to get it. Work the areas that the screws or the nails are because that's where it's really being held down. If you work an area where there's no nail or screw, a lot of times you can end up just popping through the drywall and then you're just disintegrating it all over the floor. So when you're demoing a wall, start at the corners, destroy the corner bead, destroy the bull nose, pop it off, and then start to go from there. Do not forget to score your corners if necessary.